Hello, welcome to the Cold Hard Facts on Sex Habits. I'm Jenny Kay, and today is for the teenagers and the young adults. I wouldn't be doing my video series if it wasn't for you. I am very thankful that I have been able to share information that I've worked on for over 35 years, studying men and women and their sex habits, and learning all the things that they did to cause harm to themselves, all the things they did to prevent them from being the best they could be, and all the things that they did to tear apart their relationships. But one of the things that I found out was that it wasn't just them. The teenagers now, all over the world, and the young adults all over the world are picking up habits that the adults have. In my first video series on Golden Hand Syndrome, I go into 4 habits that men can acquire to get this syndrome, and it's very debilitating because it leads to ED, which is erectile dysfunction. And the 4 habits, briefly, are: number 1, not using lubricant when you masturbate. Number 2, having more than 25% of your releases done by you. Number 3, being dehydrated, not drinking enough water. And the last one is engaging in porn. And if you have time, I'd love for you to look at it. It was designed for adults. I believe it would be very beneficial for you. There's 5 parts to it, and you would really be wise in taking a look at it. It's great for the long term. But then I did a video on golden vibrator syndrome for women and also for men who use vibrators. And I didn't include the teenagers and the young adults in it. Focused more on the older adults, but it's one that's very informative. It teaches you that, over time you can desensitize the body with vibrators. Women, young girls, older women, anyone can desensitize their body. So it's one that you definitely want to look at. I'm not here with statistics. I'm not going to give you all the numbers of all the young adults in porn and all the things that's happening there. I don't need to give you that. You've seen it. You know it. You know that people tell you don't masturbate or don't do this or don't do that. I just want you to know the dangers in it. And I'm not here to tell you to do anything or not do anything, but you just need to be aware. If you think about it, for a man who doesn't use lubricant, over time he trains his body to release in a dry, tight cavity. I see a lot of young men starting out with self-pleasuring, 12, 13 years old, and by the time they're 20, they have ED. And it's not always a golden hand syndrome situation, but ED can affect a man at any age. And I have a lot of people that I know that have come to me and said, my son has come to me and said that he can't get an erection and he's 20 years old. What should I do? So it is a big problem, and they're even addressing it at the urology conventions. Last year at the American Urology Association convention in Chicago, it was addressed. All the young men, all the teenagers who are now starting to find that they don't have the strength they want. And it's all tied into a lot of things. Yes, there may be some vascular issues. That is real. But most of the time, habits, the cold hard facts is that habits will prohibit you from being the best that you can be if they're not healthy. So if you want to get in a situation where you're maybe 8, 9 years down the road, maybe when you're 20, 21, 23, you don't have the strength in your erection for penetration once you get married. Or if you're a woman and you've been using the vibrator day after day after day, sometimes 2-3 times, and you get in a position where you're now married and the sensitivity is gone and sex isn't fun and it's just kind of one of those things that you do to have children, but you're not enjoying it, then you definitely want to look at your habits. You want to look at what you're doing, and if you review my video series on golden hand syndrome and the golden vibrator syndrome, you can learn an awful lot. And it's not too late. It's never too late. And all we want to do is be the best that we can be. And I'm not here to scold you or to, like I say, throw numbers at you. It really hurts my heart that I'm seeing a lot of young men under the age of 25 with ED. That just saddens me. And all because no one educated them on habits that they had while they were masturbating. And I don't expect a young boy to know that if he masturbates without lubricant or, some sort of hair conditioner or something, that he's training his body to only release in a dry, tight grip of his hand, so that one day when he does get into a marital situation, it's not working like it needs to. So just understand that I care. And like I say, if it wasn't for bringing to light that our country and our world is really not addressing the needs of the teenagers and the young adults and bringing them the knowledge they need so that they don't end up in a situation where they have desensitized their body to the point where they really can only please themselves. The definition of golden hand syndrome is the inability or the difficulty in releasing with anyone other than yourself. And same with golden vibrator syndrome. The only person that is going to be pleased is the person who's using the vibrator, and they won't allow another person to, because the brain will continue to remember the fabulous feeling of the vibrator and want to go back to it over and over and over. But thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And if there's anything that you found interesting, or if you know of someone that has some issues there, please share this. I'm more concerned with people sharing and getting the knowledge out there than anything. But go back and watch my golden hand syndrome series and my golden vibrator syndrome video, and I will guarantee you that you are definitely going to learn something. Hey, if you want to join me for my next video, it's on premature ejaculation. Just hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.